Hi there, late for work, so time to try to recreate that scene I had with the pears. I think it was something like that. I don't know. Hmm. So anyway, let's just jump right in. This was the other warm-up painting. We're also just trying to warm up to work on that. Anyway, let's. I was gonna just take a number 14 brush here and let's see if we can't start building. I think a good thing to do next would be like the shadows and like what would be the negative space, the white paper and the shadows. So to get the shadows, we're gonna want a actually, this actually looks like a warm shadow, even though it's distant. And I don't know if having the paper curled up is such a good idea. Let's see if we can make it flatter. I don't know. I guess that's a little bit better. So one key thing here, which you can't really see now, try to make it so you see it, is the right here against the left edge of the pear. There's like a highlight, and I guess that's a reflective highlight from like light bouncing off here and then coming back to here. And so that's going to be critical for achieving depth for that pear. Also, there's a nice highlight right here. Same concept, is bouncing off something over here and then making a hairline highlight there. And that's going to really help us. I see as far as our composition goes, this is going to be like the cutoff right around here. But anyway, I want to do that negative space, which I'm going to start with that shadow there. And what we're going to do is create the edge, the left edge of this pear by means of indicating the shadow. So I'm going to have to find a good, I guess we're going to try to get a warm Payne's gray for that. So I'm just going to start with this color here, which is, what do you call it? Lunar blue, that's called, and it's like Payne's gray leans blue, but we want to be slightly warmer than that, so I'm going to grab some of this, what do you call it? It's a violet, I don't know what violet. Let's see what that looks like, and here's a tester shit. I didn't say that bad word, I was saying sheet, but that came out wrong. So yeah, that's kind of like a warm thing. So I'm gonna try to get, I'm gonna start like with this area right here, which is kind of like a triangle, and we're gonna establish the back end of that pear. So I guess we'll start with this right there, and so let's say it's right here. And gosh, I really would rather have a super hairline brush for that intersection right there. Let's see if I can do that with this. And now this, is kind of weird to be doing this with dry, uh, unprimed paper, but since this is Arch's paper, we're gonna have a, good luck at reworking. So here we're gonna come out to there. I'm just trying to get that point there, and then we're gonna jump into the bigger brush here. And then the top edge, we're definitely gonna make that softer top edge of that shadow, but first I want to just, oh, that's bad. I'm gonna have to change this line. Yeah, that looks good. if we drew first, this might be an easier process, but I really don't like to draw first, you know. This is called direct watercolor painting, and okay, so now I'm going to try to get this area here. And then this will be the bottom of the shadow. Well, actually, the bottom of the shadow goes to there. And let's try to go here. And the shadow does sort of continue down this way. And we seem to be running out of paint there, but it's fine. Alright, now I got to quickly get some, reload the brush here. Leave a little white speck in here and there. So here you see we're connecting to our lines, and we are definitely got a warm tone. This might dry kind of funny, but since we're on quality paper, we're going to be able to add another layer after this. And here, this is a lighter shadow down here, so here I'm going to just try to, I want to smear this more, so there's a blend. So you see I got rid of that hard line that's there. We do have that yellow that's seeping through and coming down here. And gotta grab some more paint here. Okay, now I'm gonna quickly sort of rinse the brush, make it damp, and then I wanted to see if we can just soften this edge here. Removing the excess liquid, and here we're just trying to soften this line. I'm just gonna try to get this whole thing to sort of disappear. I'm gonna try to soften this line. Okay. Try to bring this together. I'll leave this little white speck there, no problem. Oh, actually, I don't like it anymore. I'm going to get rid of that. And here, I'll try to soften this up a little bit. And remove that excess liquid. Here, I got a spill. Here, this is an unwanted blob. Okay, here, just try to soften this a little bit now. And this, should be solid right here. And I guess I'm going to take the little brush now and try and do this negative space here. You see the way it hooks around, and so first I'll add a little bit right here. Hopefully that'll just kind of move around in there, since this is now wet on wet. And now we're going to come up here. And this is going to be the shadow of the stem. So I got a smooth line right there. no, to like a little paint's collected here. I want to get this to be more. First of all, this would be a gentle slope right there. Let's just kind of get a gentle slope. Okay, good. Now I just want this to sort of not look like a halo or a line that hugs the outside of the pear. Looks terrible. I'm going to cut this off a little bit right there. Just like missed the whole shape of the pear. And then down here we're a little bit lighter, but let's just try to so this looks terrible, but don't worry, it's a warm-up painting, so that's what's great, right? Hey, Daniel McKee, thanks for the greeting. Well, 3 thumbs up. Fantastic. Thanks so much, everybody. Okay. I guess we need a little more fortification right there. It's just very important not to have this, you know, you see this dark line right there? That's kind of like following the contour of the pear is very important not to have that. I'm doing my best to get rid of that so this does not look like, you know, what is this? Oh, this is like the back of some painting, I guess. Let's see. Oh yes, the chibi, what do you call it? So anyway, it's important not to have, you know, you have the object and then in some cases you would have a background, you want to paint a background, so you just go right around there. But, you know, that looks ridiculous, you really don't want to do that. And then later on in the painting, you try and do something else and you still got this thing. You know, a lot of times it would happen like on a face, right? You got a face, and then you want to paint a background, so you just go like that, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining that properly, but we don't want to make it look like we painted the contour of an object. So anyway, now I want to do the negative space right there. I'm going to use this small brush, and let's grab that same color, which was lunar blue mixed with violet, and this is a little bit softer of a value. So here we're just going to come here, and here there is a shadow that is, you know, tight and hugs the circumference, so in this case it's okay. So here we just was kind of come out here, okay? And then this one, I think we want to come down a little bit more, so I'm trying to coax this down a little bit more. And this one, I want to get it a little bit wider. And it's actually lighter in the middle of the shadow, so paint the end of the shadow, and now with a damp brush I'm going to try to make an area here that is lighter than, there we go. So I mean right here there's the shadow is lighter right there than it is here or there, so I made that lighter. The same thing here. Let's see if it's not too late to make this lighter. I just painted with kind of like some water, and now just trying to sort of, okay, that definitely, we have a little highlight there in that shadow. And next I want to get a little more coverage right here. to sort of bleed into this. Here I want to get a sharp line. Okay, so we got kind of the shadow started. That looks like hack, but we're gonna fix that up with, I think we're gonna do like warm here and cool up here. In fact, why don't we, it's sort of damp, so I'm gonna see about leaning into some cool. Let's see, that's a little bit aggressive, that's blue, but let's see if we can get something a little different. All right, let's see about that. And just try and come up here. You know, we did say it's a little warm, that whole thing, but you know, at the same time, we got to use a little poetic license here and say if that shadow is farther away from the viewer than a lot of this other stuff, then we want it to be like a cooler color. And here, this part of the shadow is lighter, so it's fine that it's not accepting the paint so good, but here I'm just going to trim down here. Now I want to get some warmth back in the shadow, and just grab this like thing which is kind of like some kind of Van Dyke brown, and mix that with our warm thing. Let's see if that is the color we're looking for. Not bad. Okay, let's just try to say we are closer to the viewer, so we are a warm shadow. That looks great. And I'm gonna put a touch of it right here too. I mean, this and this definitely looks closer than that, so that's a win right there. You grab put a, I don't know, a little bit here, a little bit there. Okay. Yippee, thanks for the greeting. Whoa, 5 thumbs up. Wow, that's wild. Thanks so much, everybody. All right, what's next? You know, it'd probably be fun is to paint that stem. So, you know, normally you might want to get a lot more done, you know, in other areas before hitting that stem. But, you know, if you got a pretty good, you know, understanding of the structure and, you know, form back there, you don't really need to, you know, paint the whole thing and then paint the stem. I gotta say, a lot of times I would be painting the stem last. Let's give this color a try. See where we're at. That's okay. And then one thing I'm missing on oil paints and watercolor is a burnt umber. So let's see if this is gonna lean into burnt umber. Not really. Maybe that looks like a raw umber. What's this random color? I think it's a dark green. I don't know if that's gonna do her. That might be good, you know. If you stare at a stem long enough, you're gonna find green in it. Like I could see a greenish pale dot right there. So I think we're okay if we lean green for the stem. Okay, let's just give it a try. Now for a stem, one of my favorite things is to have like different color shades. Like one here, you can see that's lighter than that, but you get have some here and a different one there, because having like 3 colors, the same as if you saw my if you saw this yesterday where we're doing this tree line, I was saying to use different colors because it'll have more depth than if we just have the same kind of color going all the way across. Same thing goes for the stem of a fruit, apple or pear. Anyway, so I'm just going to start this stem. So I'm going to come down here, and this will just be the first area of the stem. I'm going to, for the heck of it, just take some water here and see if we can just sort of say here is where we want the stem, and good. And then it's gonna come out like this. And then we want to change these colors, right? At this, and you know, I don't like to draw first, but here I am. We are drawing first that stem. Now, I want to get like a yellow ochre kind of color for this. I think I have just the thing here. Like this, maybe. Get some more richness with this version of that color. Okay. It's going to be the base of the stem where it's connecting to the. Okay, that's good. And then why don't we start that stem with this? So that is going to be like right here. And what we're doing with this yellow back there, I don't know, we're just going to ignore it, I think, because basically this should be white right here. Maybe, excuse me. Hey, and goodbye. Welcome back. I remember you from last time. Thanks, everybody. 5 thumbs up. That's wild. Appreciate it very much. All right, let's get back to our other brown we had going. I don't know if that was it, but that looks like a brown that leans green, so it might be perfect. Let's see if we can just do like this, and that's going to be that shadow. You see that shadow that's right there? That's what we're trying to depict right there. And come here. Good. And what about up here? Let's see, that's going to be, that sort of has its own shadow there. I'm going to come right here. Okay. We're going places. I don't know if you can visualize this stem coming into focus, but I can tell you I sure do. Here I'm going to see about the, you see this little thing here that's coming out. I'm going to try to hit that next, and I'm going to try this color, which is called something nickel. I forgot what they call it. It's kind of a fluorescent, and whatever this is, that looks like a good combo, because we're not exactly a yellow here. We're more like a golden color, so I think that looks maybe good. Let's see. So we're doing this thing that's right there. No one's saying that this is the right way to do a watercolor, but I'm just saying that we are painting intuitively here. All right, that looks good. And then a lighter version of that color would be good for these little speckles that are right there. So I'm going to see about, why don't we, I'm going to take a little of this stuff, which I called violet. Let's see what we got there. Good, and now I'm going to get more water. Just get it thinner. Alright, that looks like it might be good. So that's going to go here. Okay, that looks good. Okay. And this last dot I put there, I'd like that to be a lot more subtle to lift up most of that, okay? Well, we're really going places, aren't we? Look at that. 6 thumbs up. Wow, man, that's awesome. And let's have a look in the real light how we're doing there. Oh my gosh. Well, looks all right. we're using an actual, what do you call it, single light source, and that's why we're painting in the dark. I always imagine if we had some little teeny light that was, right there, it'd be better. And if that was like back a little bit. Anyway, let's keep rolling. How about if we try to do the negative space right here, which is like this there, that will sort of frame our front, what do you call it, and pear. So why don't we try that? And I guess we want to get the trying to see what color we could use for that. I'm going to jump back to the bigger brush, and let's see what this is. This is Hansa Yellow Light, I think. Let's see where we're at with that. Looks good. That looks like a good starting point. And then this, I think it's called French Ochre. I think that might be a nice addition. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to try to, do this area. Let's just see if we can just hit that right there. Okay, fine. Now I'll just grab this little brush and pull this to where we want it, which is to come down here. And we gotta connect right there. So actually we're changing our shape of our front pear. And remember, no one's ever going to see our pear models really, so it doesn't matter that we're going all warped. Okay, good. Now I want to, let's see, I'm going to just put a little bit right here. And let's put a little bit like come out here. And now let's get a damp brush and just start moving this around. Okay, good. Let's come down here. That's going to be the, I forgot what they call it. Okay, good. And here we're going to want to put highlights right there later, but after the paint dries, we're going to start messing around with that. And then, just grab an intense yellow and come in here with intense yellow. Okay, good. Looks good. And while we got an intense yellow, I don't know where else we would want to put it, but maybe, I don't know, right here is a good place. Looks kind of like cadmium yellow, which is certainly not the yellow that this is comprised of, but at the same time, we got to lay down some paint here because, we got to get a bunch of layers happening on here to get richness and depth. So here I'm just going to come there. Now I'm going to, oh, that looks great, but wait, now I want to get the highlight right here. With a kind of a dry brush. And later on, I think we want to put the Hansa yellow here, but right now we're just trying to get a highlight. It doesn't look that great, but wait, we're really, going places here. Try here. Now we can try to blend this a little bit. It's not really at all what we were hoping for, but here, this has got to come out here. It'll be interesting to see if we can erase right here. Let's see if we can, because this is got lighter. Okay, that almost went completely erased right there, so that's great. Good. And I think we can maybe try to smear this whole thing. I don't know if it's gonna smear effectively. I guess we're gonna see about. This should actually not be there either. See if this will just come off. Just rubbing this, especially that hard edge right there. Let's see what happens. Okay, big improvement. I don't really have any clear water. My water is already tinted yellow. Be good if this was a softer line too while we're messing around here in eraser mode. Alright, a big improvement. This looks pretty crude. Improved, but crude. Now I'm on an eraser, what do you call it? An eraser blitz or something. Where we're trying to fix spontaneous strokes that occurred in the underpainting. And a lot of them are disappearing, that's good. And while we're up here with our spontaneous strokes, let's try to soften this whole shadow right there. And try to pick some of that up, okay. That looks stupid, but we're gonna fix that up some other time, not right now. This was the beginning of our stem. This was what we're trying to get rid of. I wish I had some clear water, but I don't. We're softening these hard edges. This is another hard edge which could be a lot softer. Let's see if that'll get softer. Okay, good enough. Oh, well, my phone's gonna die, and I'm so late for work, so I guess we're gonna call it a day right now, and that's the approximate angle we're painting. Painting watercolor intuitively, 2 live pear models with a single light source. And here's what we got so far. Looks somewhere between fantastic and horrible. Thank you, everybody, for 6 thumbs up. Wow. And all the supportive comments. Everyone have a great day, and see you next time on Real-Time Watercolor Painting. Oh, and the new concept is watercolor painting process.